Hello, this is Frida. Welcome to my channel. For today's tutorial, I am going to be showing you my famous top-down knit cardigan. This is one I have recently finished and I love it. I just love it. I just wanted to show you. It's very easy. All you need is lots of yarn. And I made it as long as I can. It's not down to my feet, but it is down under my knee, so it is pretty long. So I just want to show you how it's done. And I did a shawl collar. I wish I knitted more, so it would be going this way, but I didn't. I was tired of knitting it, so I did knit. As you can see, I did knit a lot here. Here you can see. This yarn is Nako Paris. I did do a review about this yarn. It is very lovely. And all I did is I only cast on 40 stitches. Only 40 stitches. So I will show you how to knit this. Well, I'm going to start another two. I just really love it. I just love it. It's so cozy. I just wear it in the house when I get up in the morning because it's pretty chilly here in Edmonton. And I put this on and it's so soft and it's so warm. It's not itchy or anything. But for the yarns that I have, I'm planning to use up from my stash. So I just cast on 40 stitches. Yes, only 40 stitches. So you don't have to worry about anything else. So whichever size you are, small size, medium size, large size, extra large, like this is a 3 extra large, 2 extra large to 3 extra large, and I used about 7-8 balls. I didn't count actually, so I used up my yarn, and when I went to Turkey I bought another 10 balls, but I didn't use them all up, so I'm assuming I used 7 or 8. I'm not quite sure. But it is like 700 gram, so that's about about 14 pounds, I believe. Sorry, that's about like 3 pounds of yarn I have knitted it with. So if you have lots of yarn from your stash, you can make it colorful. It doesn't have to be one color, which I'm going to. I grabbed, and it's pretty long and I just love it. So I just wanted to share you this. I do have several tutorials on how to knit the Kate Middleton Bolero top down shrug or cardigan or sweater. I do have tutorials, but this time I'm only going to cast on 40 and I will show you my trick. So let's get started and how to knit top down cardigan. And you can knit any collar you want. Like I did V-neck. If you want to do a crew neck, like a round neck, that would be, you have to add more stitches on the front. But for this one, it's a V-neck, and then I picked up stitches, and I went, and I did the shawl area, this area, and I just went down, back and forth. That's all to it. So for this is a V-neck, top-down cardigan. So let's get started. Okay, the yarn that I have in my stash, I think I have 11 or 9 balls of this yarn. Just love the color. So I'm going to use up all this from my stash. I'm going to start with you on this. And then I have these yarns that I have picking up from my stash. So I'm going to make it colorful. Gonna play around with it. I guess I bought it when it was on sale, or I don't know what I did, but never buy one ball of one color. Like, what are you gonna do with it, right? So yeah, I'm gonna play around and I'm gonna make a cardigan out of this. It's not many. I think it's 50 gram, and it's pretty worsted yarn. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 balls, so it's about 500 gram. It's not going to be a long one, but it's going to be a short, cozy one. Yeah. So let's get started. I'm going to start these, and if you want to see the finish, go into my Instagram page. I have Angora_Bolero, and it's under, if you go onto my About section, you will see my links. If you click at it, you can look. So I always post before I do my tutorials over there. I take pictures. So I will add the finish. I'm gonna start it with you guys, but I'm not gonna finish it. But I'm gonna do the tutorial on this. So I'm just grabbing one of this yarn. It's worsted yarn, I believe. It's 4 weight. It can be any yarn. Any yarn that you want, but try to pick up 3 weight or 4 weight yarn to knit a cardigan top down. Okay. And then just look at the back of the tag. It says 6mm knitting needles. Okay, so let's get started on how to crochet top down cardigan. Okay, so I'm going to cast on total of 40. Like I said, you can knit this for a small size, medium size, large size, extra large, 2 extra large, 3 extra large. Okay, the trick is when you're knitting, I will show you. So just cast on. This is how I cast on, and I do have I will put a link on how I cast on if you want me to show it slowly. Here we go. I do it like this. 2, 4. The Romanian lady showed me how to crochet, how to cast on. So cast on 40 stitches, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I cast on total of 40 stitches, and this is the back of the work. So I'm just going to do my purl. I'm not going to add any pattern to this. I'm just going to knit, front knit, purl back. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to add any pattern for this. But if you want to, you are welcome to, but I'm not going to. So for this first, the back of the row, I'm just purling. Yarn on the front. Oh, this is the first time I'm knitting with this yarn, and my knitting needle went in. It's pretty soft, so I wanted to feel how it feels, but I think I picked the wrong knitting needle. This is a 5, and the yarn is pretty, yeah, pretty soft. Okay, so just knit this purl this wrong side, and I'll be right back. Okay, on the right side, what we're going to do is I'm going to start increasing. This is how I increase. I have several tutorials on how to knit top down, but I'll show it again. Okay, this is how I increase. So I added 1 stitch. So I'm not counting this, so I'm counting this 1, 2, and 3. So this is going to be the front, where the V, and we're going to be increasing. Okay. So on the shoulder, I'm going to increase. So I'm not counting this, and I'm not counting this, and I'm going to increase. Okay, just like this. So the sleeve area, what I'm going to do is I'm going to knit 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, but don't pull it out. So I'm going to increase. So I'm increasing 2, 2. So I'm knitting 1 again, and I'm increasing. So I increased 2 on the front and 2 on the back. So this is the sleeve area, and I'm going to knit, I believe 16. I always forget, my mind. I think 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, I'm not quite sure, so what I'm going to do is, this is one of my tricks. So I go 1, 2, 3. This is the front, and where I do the increase, so I count that one stitch, and then I do the 7 sleeves, 2, 4, 6, 7, and then I do the increase, so 16 stitches. So I was correct. Okay, so 16 stitches. I'm gonna grab this. You know, when you knit, you grab it from here. This is how you can put your finger and then add a stitch, but it makes holes. I don't want holes on my garments, so this is how I do it. Knit one. There's always knit one, and I don't pull it. If you pull it accidentally, just grab it like this. This is a knit stitch, right? Just grab it from the tip of your needle, and then you go like this. And then I 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the sleeve. So we're going to increase again. So 1, a knit stitch, and another increase. Oopsie. The yarn is super soft, and it's I never knitted it. I bought it and I put it in my stash, I guess. It's those chain. See? Be careful. Yeah, it can unravel. It's those chain yarns, but it's super soft. Okay, so I have 3 left. I knit the 2, but on the second I do my increase, because this is a V stitch and I love V necks. It's very comfortable. Okay, so this is done, and I'm just gonna knit the back, like purlwise yarn on the front, nothing to do, and I will come back to show you the next row. Okay, so I'm back to the knit area. Okay, and this is how it looks like so far. You can put stitch markers. I didn't. I would, yeah, I should have, but I didn't. So, for small size, extra small, small size, I would advise not to increase every row. For medium, large, extra large, and plus sizes up to extra, 3 extra, 4 extra, I would advise you to increase every row when you're knitting on the front, just like this. So if you're an extra small, small size, do not increase every row, increase it every other row. So skip this one, do not increase if you're a small, extra small, and then increase the next when you're knitting the knit stitch. So this is all to it. You knit just like this. Okay, I did not put my marker again. I have markers here. I have so many. I have so many markers. Oh my goodness. I never use them. I found them and I keep getting more in my, when I'm going through my stash. Yeah, I'll just show it to you. If you feel uncomfortable, if you lose your stitch, okay, here's the increase. You just see the knit stitch like a knit. That's where I start to increase. Okay, I'm going to put my marker here where we're increasing. So this is the knit. I do the knit and I do an increase. Okay, I didn't add another one there. I like these. You can use anything you want. Yeah, just to show that you did a increase. My yarn is stuck here. Sorry about that. Okay. And then you just knit. So 7, 8, 9. There should be Okay, here is the increase. You can see the increase. So when I go there, I do a knit and I do an increase just before the knit stitch. And I'll put a marker there too. I never do, but I forgot even when I'm doing the tutorial. Just to show to you. Okay, and I knit this stitch and I do my increase. Okay, so I'll show you again. So on 16, so there should be 18 knit stitches because we did 2 increases, one side here, one on the left, on the right. I really like these knitting needles, Licky knitting needles, and I buy circular because I've been knitting so many shrugs, bridal shrugs, and I knit them seamless. Like I don't do any like even on this one there's no seam on it. It's just round and around. So I've been knitting so many. That's the reason I don't use straight needles anymore. And I had 2 vases I sold my local people. Oops, did I forget? I think I did. Yeah, I did. I'm supposed to do an increase here. So I'm just going to go back. Too much talking. Yeah, I sold them. And I have so many circular needles. They do break. One of my adding needles, this joint part came off. You know, this part. Tried to glue it, nothing worked. And this knitting needles, Bride. Is it called Bride? Yeah, this, I can't remember. One of them came out. My husband, I was in Turkey, my brother-in-law, he had a very strong glue. I don't see that here in Canada. And then he glued it, and it's very strong. Didn't come out. Yeah, so I'm thinking, should I kept the other needle and then glued that one? But yeah, what can you do? Yeah, okay, so I came back. This is where I did my increase. You can see that purl, like a purl stitch. So I just go on where this is the increase that we did. So I'm just going to knit that and then make an increase. Okay. So I'm going to grab these. Gonna knit this and then make an increase. So this is the only way that you increase on the body, on the shoulder, front, shoulder, back. You do it 4 times. As you can see, front. Well, for plus, if you're a medium size, large size, try to increase every row. And if you let's say if you are medium size, but you are between small size to medium, I noticed that because when I knit for customers, they say I'm a medium, but I'm between small to medium. So if you're like a small to medium, don't increase every row. Increase every other row on these V areas to create the V collar. Just to point that out. Okay, here is another increase. So I'm just gonna go like this, then do an increase. This is small. Let me grab this one. I have others somewhere. And then I just knit this and then do an increase. Just like this. And I knit and I do an increase here. And if you see if it's too many increases, you can do, I did a medium size, I just shipped it yesterday. And what I did on her, she said I'm a medium, but I'm not a big medium, like not between medium to large. So what I did on hers is, instead of increasing every row, what I did is, like, we increased here, right, 2 row, and then on the next row I didn't increase. So you can play around with it. And then I did 2 increases, 2 like every row, and then I did an increase on the third. So you can do that too, and it doesn't become a sharp V. It comes like a lightly V. And this is for the boost area, right? If your boost is large, then you need to increase. If it's small, you don't have to increase. So this is all we do. We just knit. So I would advise you to knit all the way. Okay, so I'm going to give you the numbers. If you have a pen handy, please write it down. Okay, so I just wanted to show you. Okay, if you have a pen handy, please write it down. Okay, if you are extra small, I would advise you to knit all the way down from where we started, about 7 inches. So 7 inches, that's all you need to knit. So that's about 18 centimeter. Okay, if you are a medium size, that would be 7.5 inches. So like I say, I don't count stitches. I work with the measurement, and this fits perfectly. Like, I don't have to worry about. I only ask for measurements from my customers if they're different than what I have. Like I said, if the customer is like between medium to large, and I ask for a measurement, and this makes me easier to knit it. So if you are a medium size, I would advise you to knit 7.5. So that's 19 centimeter. Okay, and if you are a large size, okay, I would advise you to knit, if you are a large size, like, are you between, like a plus between large to extra large, I would say 8.5. But for a regular large size, I would say 8 inches. So that would be 20 centimeter, or about 21.5 centimeter. So if you have a pen, please write it down. And I get these questions a lot. Even I write it on the description. I get these questions, but I'm not writing anything this time, so I'm giving you the measurements. So let's talk about me. So I'm a 2X or 3X. What I did is I knitted 10 inches. So from the top, I just knit back and forth, did nothing. I just increased on these fronts and backs, and I knitted, okay, this one I knitted 10. It's hard to show because it's pretty big, right? Oh, doesn't fit my, just wanted to show you. So here, so it's exactly 10, and it fits me perfectly. And the yarn is stretchy, so, oh, it's so soft and so yumishy when I get up early in the morning, and just love it. So this is all you have to do. So I will let you knit about the measurements that I gave you. And if you are a 3X, 4X, 5X, just measure yourself. Yeah, measure, because it depends on the back, right? It stretches, and you need more knitting to do to give that room for the knitting. And then after the measurements I gave you, when we knit, like when I knit 10 inches, I will come back to show you how to divide the body parts. And I do have, like I said, there's tutorials, but this time I'll show it again. And I will show you how to pick up stitches so there will be no holes. See, I have no holes on my underarm, nothing, and I don't sew them, nothing, just do them at once, and it's one piece, like no seam, as you can see, nothing. Maybe you're having a hard time seeing it because it's fluffy, but there's no seams, nothing, it's just round and around, and it's very comfortable, doesn't bother you. Yeah, so I'll let you continue crocheting the measurements that I gave you. So I will be knitting 10 inches, and I will come back to show you how to divide the body parts. Okay, so I've been crocheting non-stop, and I still have more to crochet because this is a plus size. I think I need to crochet about another inch. Okay, so I'm not gonna show you how to divide the body parts on this because it's taking forever to knit. And I started this one. I just wanted to show you how it looks like. Doesn't this look nice? Super soft. Okay, meanwhile I got an order, so I started this. So I will show you how to divide the body parts. I did crochet about 7.5 inches. This is the back. This is the sleeve. This is the front, just to give you an idea. Okay, when you measure it, comes to 7.5. Okay, so always divide the body parts on the front of your work. So I have knit the front, like the right side of the work, not on the back. Okay, so I have knit this part. Now we're going to divide the body parts. I'm going to add these to another knitting needle, or I use circular needle, or you can use those tools that you just slide it. But I like the knitting needles, crochet like circular needles. This way you don't have to worry about picking up the stitches. I just continue knitting. Okay, I will just show you how to do that. Okay. I also started a crew neck, round neck. This is round, so it's not a V-neck that goes down. Just wanted to show you because I got another order. Okay, so what I did is I cast on 15 plus 1 to divide the body part, 7 for sleeve area, 1 to divide the body part, again 16 for the back, 1 to divide the body part for the sleeve, 7, 1 to divide the body part, and then another 15. And for what I did is I did one knit, one purl, and check my tutorials on how to knit, like machine knitting. Yeah, if you go to my videos, you can find that I have a tutorial on how to knit this. It's very easy, and it looks professional. It looks like machine knitting, right? Okay. And what I did is I knitted about 10 rows, and I started to knit, just knit and purl on the back side. Okay, so just wanted to show you this so you can knit like this as well. I did 15. It depends on your size. You can increase it more for the front. So 15 is 30. And again, I gave you how many rows to knit to find your size. So again, this is I'm going to show you the body parts, dividing the body parts on this. And this is a small size. So what I did is I knit all the way here, and I did my increase. This is the last time I'm doing my increases on the body part area that we divide. So I increased here, I knit 1 and I increased. Okay, for extra small, XX small or extra small, I do not increase. I just continue on knitting. And for a medium size, I do is, for a small size, I increase about 3 stitches total. So I'm going to count this, and then I will add 2 more. I'm just trying to find a circular needle here. Just pick up a small one here. So what I do is, it's easy for me to knit instead of those stitch holders that we have. If you check my other tutorials, you will see that in the previous years I've been transferring it to a stitch holder. It's time consuming for me to move it back to a knitting needle. So what I'm just doing is I'm just moving this to a circular needle, and just be careful not to lose stitches while you're knitting the body part, because this is a shrug, right? So I don't have to knit that long. I just knit another about 8 inches long, and then I just bind off. Well, I knit one purl, and then about 10 rows, and I bind off and I pick up stitches on the side. I do have tutorials, so if you go into my videos and just on the search area you can type what you're looking for, and you can find my tutorials there, because there's so many videos that I don't know which one to put the links. Okay, this is all I do. Right? This is all I do. Okay, and there's so many ways. In the previous tutorials I did show you how to add stitches. You can do it this way. Oops, see, I went up. I do apologize. So you can do it this way, like this, but I like this way. Let me just grab the end of this. This is what I like. On the wrong side, what I do is I just knit like this, and I don't pull it. What I do is I twist it and I put it back here. So I made one stitch. Again, I go like this and I make the second stitch. I do have a tutorial on how to bind, how to cast on doing this method. So I have 3 stitches, and that would be enough for a small size. Okay, and this is all. So what I do here, remember I showed you that I don't have any holes, I don't have any marks when I do my underarm. So it's very easy. So what I do is I hold this, I do a crisscross on these last stitches here, and I move this to here just like this, and I get that stitch that I put it here. So I did a crisscross. Can you see? Let me show it again. So this is the stitch. Oops, I'm going up, I'm sorry. This is the stitch, so I put it on this needle, and I pick up that the other stitch from that staying there, and I just do a crisscross, and I knit these. Just like this, and I knit them. This way there would be no stretching. See how it locks it? It just locks it. So there's no stretching, there's no hole, nothing. Nothing to it. And this is all to it. So I just continue knitting. And this is all to it. It's very easy and simple. Okay. And let's say when I finish the body part, what I do is just grab my circular needle. I have these sleeves. I do them around. As I said, I don't sew anymore because I'm getting lazy and lazy. I'll just grab this Knitting Pride needles I bought, and I bought a couple of them. I use these small ones to knit the sleeves, and it's very easy. Sometimes it's at the beginning it feels weird because you're using these long ones. See, these are longer than these, but when you continue knitting, get used to it. Okay, let me just show you this. What I do is I pick up stitches. I tie my yarn here, and I pick up stitches on where the knit stitches are. So there's 3 here, right? And then I pick up one from here and one from here, 4, 5. When I'm picking up. Just like that. And then I do the same method on these 2 stitches. I do the crisscross so there would be no holes. And this way I don't have to worry about sewing the underarm, you know, trying to cover the big hole underneath. And it's very easy. So my My recommendation is to do this crisscross. This is very, very, very useful when you're knitting. So I will knit all the way to the other side, and I will show you how to do the same thing what we did here, just to repeat, to give you an idea. So I'm at the other side of the sleeve, so I did my increase. I'll just show it to you. I did my knit, and I go like this from the side, and this is how I do my increase. I knit the next yarn, this next stitch, and I do my increase like this between, so there's no holes, and this is what I like about it. So I did my one increase. I'm going to do two more. I turn my work. I don't know, I feel this is more secure when I do the increase like this. There's so many ways you can do it. It's just one of my methods that I've been using for a while. So I did my two increase, and I grabbed my other circular needle and I just pull this so you won't lose a stitch, and then you just transfer your stitches to rest until you finish your body part. And this is all to it. So I hope you like this short tutorial to give you an idea on how to knit. Just wanted to show you the hidden parts that most people don't show, which I'm very comfortable showing. Like, why not? This is what you're supposed to do, so your knit item will be better, looking way better. Okay, so I'm back where we are. Yeah, and when you're knitting with white yarn, you get these black hairs from my previous shrug that I have knit, and they never go away. They just grab into your white knit items. Okay, so this is gonna rest the sleeve area. So I'm gonna repeat what I did. Okay, move this yarn on the back. So I'm gonna pull the first stitch just to stay here. You can put it on a tip or any thing you want, but I'm not gonna go that far. Okay, and what you do is you move this stitch to this other needle, and you just grab this one and you make a crisscross just like this, like an X. And you put this back here because we're going to knit these stitches. Yeah, like this. And then you just continue knitting. And I stopped doing my increases after I finish this row because I'm going to do another increase here. And then I won't be doing any more increases because we're done with the V-neck. And if you want to put buttons when you're doing the edges, like you pick up stitches, I do have a tutorial on how to do that too. You can turn this to a shawl, which I did a shawl collar on my cardigan. You can, yeah, or just do, I don't know, I think I do about 5 rows just to give a nice clean edge. One knit, one purl, and I just finish it. Just like this. And you just finish, and then you just continue back and forth the length you want, the body, and then when you finish the body, I go back to my sleeve. This way I can control how much yarn I have. Let's say if you don't have enough yarn, what I do is I rest these and I do the sleeves. I finish my sleeves. If I want long sleeves, I knit long sleeves. If I want 3/4 sleeves, I knit 3/4 sleeves. Okay, and do my last increase for the V-neck, and we're done. Oops, I lost it. Okay, grab it. Nothing to worry about. Here we go. This is all to it. I changed my knitting needle. I went to a size bigger. You can do that when you're knitting the body parts. Like when you're dividing the body parts, you can do that. And then you will notice, try to change it when you're doing the right side of the work. And then it gives you a nice softer garment. And this is how you knit top down cardigan. Just like this. Okay, this is my cardigan. It's on my mannequin here, and I'm trying to show you how long I have knitted. So you just continue knitting back and forth as long as you want. Mine goes all the way down. And then I did long sleeves, and when I finished at the bottom, I pick up stitches on the side, and I went back, forth, and I did short rows. I do have a tutorial on how to knit a shawl collar, so you can go and refer that too. And I went back and forth the length I wanted, and I made a shawl collar. Just like this. Let me turn it. Yeah, and it's very nice. You can use any yarn you want. On this yarn, I use this Nako Paris, and I just love to wear this. So I started 2 more, hopefully. We'll see. If I really like it, I'll keep it. Depends on... Okay, so I just wanted to share you this tutorial. It's taking forever. I have another video to make, so stay tuned for that surprise flash giveaway. So stay tuned for that. And I hope you like this tutorial. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe, share it with your family, friends, and happy knitting!